Yo, welcome to the views expressed here, our Graphk podcast, man. You feel me? Business is zooming with my little brother B, man. Welcome back, bruh.
What's going on, brother? Glad to be back. Another show. It's been a while, man. So, I'm kind of glad to tap in. I think the last time we did a show together was when you came out to SAC, and we did that show at the park or whatever. But it's been a long time since we, kind of done this virtually.
Yeah. Well, we got a lot to talk about. We got a lot to talk about. I'll tell you that. Point blank, period. But we got the
hey, check out this old gem that I found, bro.
Fire. Hey, matter of fact, I was there with you when you found it. Remember, I tried to ask you if I could have it. We found it in the storage.
For real?
Yeah. you was not giving that up, bro.
Because I'm gonna be honest, bro. My mom got me this like years ago. I've had this for like, I don't know. I want to say at least like 8 or 10 years, bro. So I've had this for a long time, and I've had hella moves, like over the years, back and forth and shit. So when I seen it again, I was like, oh, I gotta put this motherfucker on.
Oh God, that shit wet. I gotta grab me one now, bro. Oh, hey, I got one of our hoodies on, man. You know what I'm saying? Got the Oak Las Vegas joint on, man.
Hey, Oak Las Vegas website. It's on and cracking right now. Go ahead and visit that, oaklasvegas.com. Yeah. We got plenty of merch. We got some new shit on the way, some new concepts and new designs on the way. I'm working on it, on the back end. So I'm not gonna say too much about it.
But the link will be in the bio. It will be in the description. I mean, you know what I mean? So make sure y'all click on that link, man, and rock with us, man.
So we're gonna get some hats going soon and some new concept designs, for just some crazy ideas that we got going. So
yes, sir.
we got that in motion right now for you guys.
Yes, sir. I believe that. I'm gonna start it off real quick. So today, Mike Mayock, you know what I'm saying, he's doing his due diligence, running around with the college boys or whatnot at the Senior Bowl. He had an interview where, someone asked him, what do you think, what is a Derek Carr extension in the works? He said, we're always into extending great players. You know what I mean? And he has said that talks have been had behind closed doors. With all the rumors, Aaron Rodgers is going to be 38 next year, bro. I mean, like, let's just be honest. Well, this year, at the end of this year, I believe. I mean, Matthew Stafford, 32. He looks like he's going to be on his way out from Detroit. They both mutually agreed to part ways. I'm looking at, to be honest with you, there's a certain amount of teams that I think that will be kind of in play for him. But what do you think about an extension for DC? And what do you think about the possibilities of bringing in an A-Rod or a Matthew Stafford?
So regarding A-Rod, I mean, he's already said it. He's not going nowhere. And, to play at the MVP caliber that he's been playing, especially this past year, I mean,
whoa.
Green Bay would be retarded to let him go, right?
Well, did you hear what he said at the end of the last game when they lost to Tampa Bay?
Now, what did he say?
He said, a lot of us over here, our futures are uncertain. And mind you, he has, I believe, 2 or 3 more years on his contract.
I'm pretty sure that I read something today, like where he dispelled the rumors that there wasn't mutual interest between him and Green Bay. I'm almost positive about that.
Oh no, well, their coach came out and straight up, their head coach came out and said, point blank period, he's not going anywhere. We want him. You know what I'm saying? We expect him to be back.
So my thing is,
do you think maybe it could have been, just heartbroken, lost the game in the NFC Championship, and that's just.
Yeah. I mean, not only him, but just look at like Breeze, right? Where everybody was thinking Breeze was going to be retiring, right? He lost, obviously to Tampa Bay, before Green Bay did, and he hasn't even announced his retirement yet, right? And so I'm not saying that A-Rod was on his way out, but what I'm saying is this: when people lose, and they think it's their year, I mean, they've been in the league for a long time, been playing, really well for a long time. But at the end of the day, after a certain amount of time, you want to win and you're there to win. And so when you get in those situations where you're deep into the playoffs and you're, a couple plays or a couple series away from winning the game and you actually end up losing, of course your emotions are going to get the best of you, especially to the extent of their careers and how long they've been in the game, right? So it's just like, that's natural for them to probably, whether it's consciously or unconsciously, maybe be emotional at that point, right? And so, but going back to what you're saying, I don't see A-Rod going nowhere, right? I don't see A-Rod going nowhere. And I
At
think
the end of the day, bro, why do you
think-
leave a team? Why do you leave a team that you've been with your whole career that has at this point has a better defense and a better offense, and you were literally a few snaps away from a Super Bowl?
Bro, I mean, if you think about it, Devontae Adams is arguably, he's top 3 to top 5 in the league off rip. He may even be the best right now. You know what I'm saying? And then their running back he's dope too. So I don't see him coming.
Adam Jones is a free agent. He is a free agent. They're running back, but I believe he'll resign.
That's what with how much success that they had over the season, I think that their core unit's going to stay together. Regarding Matthew Stafford, I think he's a really good quarterback. I think he has a great catalog, great career. I think that's a really shitty organization, and I just don't think that, look at all the greats that have come out of there, right? Barry Sanders, you got Megatron, you got him. And just there's no championship, it's just like there's some type of dysfunction within that organization. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
But I can't, I don't really pay attention to them enough to like know what it is or really care to know what it is, right? But
it always starts with that, upstairs. We know that.
Yeah, you and I were talking about that more recently, regarding the Raiders, and about just organizations in general, right? Where it's top down. You can have all the talent. I think we were talking about that regarding Houston and what's going on, with the Deshaun Watson situation, where, ownership and front office is fucking up the relationship with him, right? Yeah. And I see both sides, right? But at the same time, that's your franchise quarterback. You should have him more involved, especially when the year prior you got rid of his all-pro caliber wide receiver, right? Like,
facts.
Who wouldn't in his situation be, be irritated, and especially with, JJ Watt kind of adding fuel to that fire regarding, apologizing to him for wasting, another year of his career. But so everything always starts from the top down, whether it's, the owner and then the GM and then the head coach, there's a pecking order, right? And so a lot of these teams that have a lot of dysfunction, it definitely starts from the top down. It has nothing to do with, it has to do with personnel as well, but it's always, top down. But with Matthew Stafford, I don't see him becoming a Raider. I think that there's other teams that are in more desperate need of a quarterback.
Denver.
Denver, you got the Niners, you got
Indianapolis.
I think he'd probably be a really good fit over at Indianapolis, especially now that Phillip Rivers is gone. And he's still 32, which in this day and age, right, is young for a quarterback. Yeah. Especially, I'm not going to say that everybody's Brady, where he's got the curious case of Benjamin Button, and it seems like every year he's still at the top of the performance, and he's just as good and just looks damn near just as young. Yeah. As he has been for the last 10 years or whatever. But I'm just saying, like, in general, you got guys playing, into their late 30s and early 40s now, right? And so, with the awareness that, if you take care of your body, you eat good food, you can have longevity in this league. And so, there's multiple teams that would probably sign in, at least to a 3-4 year deal and see what you can get out of him, see what he has left in the tank. Do I think that, the Raiders are going to get him? No, I don't think that they're going to get him. I think, I don't really necessarily think quarterbacks are a problem, right? DC, the biggest thing with DC is he hasn't produced wins. Like, his win to loss ratio is horrible, right? His winning percentage is horrible. Yes. But if you look at him statistically and you look at how he's performed, it's especially within this last year, especially, it's the defense that's the problem, and so that's my thing regarding extending him. I think that, it'd be fine to extend. How many more years this is his last year coming up?
He has 2 years left on his contract, this year and next year. And
This coming up year and the year after that.
yes, and then there's no guarantee. There's no guaranteed money left. Period. So I think it would be stupid right now to extend him because at the end of the day, give him a
I was
year.
gonna say, I think you wait another year and try to extend him. Like, don't extend him 2 years from now, right, when his contract's up, but
No.
extend him, next off season, right? See how it plays.
See what he can do with a defense. If we get an actual defense together with Gus Bradley, see what he can do with that.
Yeah, see what he can do with the defense, because that's the main thing right now that I think's killing us. Our defensive line is not producing enough pressures and enough sacks.
Yeah.
Our defense is averaging 30 points per game. I mean, that's crazy. That's crazy. That's horrible. I mean, it's ridiculous. So I don't know if it's Gunther, and I'm hoping that it's just Gunther and not the personnel, and I'm hoping that it was just Gunther's scheme, right? And
it is.
And if that's the case, and it's just Gunther's scheme, and Gus Bradley can do, make the defensive scheme more simplified and get these guys, just I don't know, do something, man. Get more turnovers,
bro.
More turnovers, really better red zone defense. Like, I want at least a bend don't break. Like, if if they're gonna get a lot of yards, okay. But when they get down the red zone, I need my red zone defense to be better, right? I need my turnover ratio. I need to be in the plus section for turnovers, right? I don't want to be always, my offense has more turnovers than my defense. Like, I want to be in the plus ratio for my defense getting, forcing turnovers and recovering the ball, whether that be, fumbles or interceptions. I want to see both, so
I find it hard, bro, after 7-8 seasons to extend a quarterback that's 47 and 63. Like, it's tough to just grasp that concept in my head. Like, don't get me wrong, I love DC. But it's very tough to just think about extending when you got 2 years left on your contract. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no real reason to do that. There's no guarantee. If it doesn't work out this year, you can let him go for nothing.
And so it's like this too, right? So if, let's just say, and I'm not trying to project this out into the universe, right? Because you know me, I'm a conscious person, but let's say we have another 8-8 season, or even worse, a losing season this coming up year. What's going to happen with Gruden at that point? Let's not even talk about Carr. Let's talk about what's going to happen with Gruden, because is Mark Davis going to be like, oh, well, it's year 4, going into year 5. We still got a half a decade to get this thing together, or is he going to be like?
I think he knows his seat is hot as fuck right now.
Yeah. So I mean, so that's the bigger question to me, is like, how is the team going to perform in general, right? Like, Carr's in question too, but it's like, are we going to make the playoffs or not? If we're not making the playoffs, at least wild card, I don't give a fuck if it's a 7th seed. Like, I think that Mark Davis is going to start questioning that $100 million contract, but that's just me. I don't know. I'm not him, but that's that's where my head's at. So more importantly, that's the first thing. And then secondly, if he does decide to keep Gruden on, what's Gruden going to think? Is Gruden, how well is Derek Carr going to perform? 1, but also 2, like, is there an opportunity? Like, what quarterbacks are going to be free agents next offseason, right? What QBs are going to be coming into the draft? But then you got to look at it. You got to look at this like, okay, can we find somebody who's A, just as good, or if not better than Derek Carr, or B, if they're not as good right now, do they have the potential to be better than him? Even if it's not for right this second, but can you develop him enough to where in the next year or 2, or even right now, that you're going to succeed more and be in a better position than you were than having Derek Carr. So there's a lot of different variables that go along with that. So do I say extend him this offseason? No, don't extend him this offseason. I say wait another offseason, see how the season plays, and determine there from, what's going on with your head coaching position, and then also how does your defense perform, and how does Derek Carr, if we get a top 15 defense and Derek Carr performs the way he's been performing lately, and our offense seems to be cool, I think that we can make the playoffs. I don't see that being a problem. So
Facts. So point blank period, man. Don't trade for a 37, 38-year-old A-Rod.
no,
Don't trade for a 32-year-old Matthew Stafford.
no.
You know, when we got 30-year-old that's younger. Look, the only way I traded DC is for someone younger and someone like Watson. Other than that, I don't see it,
Yeah.
bro.
Now see, I agree with that, but only not to the extent that you said. Okay, because I remember when I saw your video, you said I would trade, I think, Carr and like 3 first-round picks, and maybe didn't you say a second or something or a third in there as well?
Nah.
Okay. Well, I don't know. I felt like 3 first-round picks was a little bit steep, especially when you're including Carr in there. Now, and I don't even know if this is necessarily worth it either, because he's not necessarily statistically been our problem, right? It's been our defense. But like the most I would like, especially because you're going to be giving them Derek Carr as well with the trade-off, would be 2 first-round picks. But that's just me.
Okay, but listen
That's
to me
just
real
me.
quick. Listen to me real quick. Derek Carr, 30 years old, right? For a 25-year-old, he could be an MVP in this league. He's that good, right? For 3 first-rounders, let's do this real quick. When the fuck do we ever hit on first-rounders? Let's do this. Khalil Mack is gone. Cooper's gone. Garyon Conley's gone. Carl Joseph is gone. We got Abram. And
we got Abram, and he's been all right, but I mean we got Josh.
Wait. You can't say all right. Abram was the lowest. He was the lowest rated safety last year.
Yes, and coverage he's horrible, but and
the highest penalized in the league.
Yes, I do agree, and that's the fact that he was both those statements. But this is the thing: technically, he's still a rookie. The system, Gunther's system is
I get that
is ass, and third, he still has potential. So we can't write him off yet. We can't write Abrams he's only basically played 1 year. He's basically
I get that. I'm just going off of what he's given. I'm going off what he's given us so far.
So you got Josh. You got
Josh is great. No, Josh is great.
He's a workworkhorse. But I get your point. I get your point in what you're saying.
Colton Miller. We hit with Colton Miller. He's been great.
Yeah, he's been nice.
But what I'm saying is it's a crapshoot. So as hard as it is to find a real good quarterback, it's even harder to find a great quarterback and someone that you can get. Look, where DC's at right now, we get 5 more years on top of that out of Watson at his age. You know what I'm saying? So that's all I'm saying was 3 firsts. When the fuck do people usually hit in the first anyway? First is a crapshoot, man. You find them really good guys in the third. It's like that's where you find the hidden gems later on in the draft.
Yeah. So, I get what you're saying, but then also you gotta consider this, and I don't know this information, but because Watson just signed that fucking second overall record-setting deal. I know Mahomes had the biggest, but so how does that hit the cap?
Oh no! Right now we would be destroyed. But if you think about it like this, say you sent Houston, DC with Trent Brown in a first or 2 firsts or something, right? Think about it like this: $7 million is going to save you pretty much. I believe $7 million. We saved that off a first-round pick alone. You know what I'm saying? So that's $7 million. We don't have to pay a first rounder. Then you got 14 to 20 million for Trent Brown. Then you got like 20 for DC. That's already right there, like 40 plus 45.
Hold on. So you're saying 20 for Derek Carr. You're saying how much for Trent?
14. No. I think he gets 20. I think he gets 20 this season, but we would save 14 cutting him. But it's somewhere around it. Just say 14.
Okay. So 14 plus 20, that's 34. And then who else?
And then 7 would save 7 million because we wouldn't have a first rounder, so we wouldn't have to pay a first rounder.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Tyrell
Williams. You're at 41 then. So you're at 41.
Tyrell Williams is gone. That's like
that's another 11 or something.
Yeah, like 11.
So that's 51. But how much is fucking Watson getting a year?
I get that, but that's the thing.
I'm asking because I don't know.
I believe it's like what 45, 50s. It's somewhere around there, bro. It's high. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So that's my thing is, and I know he's definitely not wherever he's gonna go, he's not gonna get restructure. And I feel like whoever's gonna trade for him would never ask that, right? Because that's just gonna be an insult. That's like gonna be like a slap in the face to him, right? And he's gonna be like, you know what, fuck you. How about that?
Yeah.
So all I'm saying is, I don't know, man.
It's very unlikely. Let's just put that out there.
Yeah,
Period.
I think it's unlikely. I do think it's unlikely, but I think you're right. Like I agree with you regarding Watts. Like if we're gonna get rid of DC
And go all in.
and go all in, that's the route I would go. But that's you still gotta weigh in the whole cap thing, and you still. Yeah, I mean, and like I said, I would only give 2 first rounders because you're getting 2 first rounders and DC, regardless, bro. You've said this like multiple times. If DC was in fucking Chicago, you think that they would like go to the playoffs and
yeah, straight up.
So to me, like that's a serviceable fucking. DC is a starting caliber quarterback, regardless.
Most definitely.
So, but yeah, I agree. But I say the whole quarterback situation. DC plays this year and see how he plays and assess the situation next offseason. And I know we keep saying that. That's why it's like repetitive because we're like, oh, he only has 1 more year.
Yeah.
It'd be a different story right now if he played hella shitty this year. We'd be like, fuck DC. We need to move on, draft a quarterback, or get one of these QBs. But the fact is, he played pretty solid, excluding us not getting the wins, which you can't really put on him. He was managing. The one thing you got to give DC credit for, he's taken over the offense.
Commanding.
He is commanding the offense. He's at the line of scrimmage. He's making audibles, right? He's making the right plays. He has command of the offense, and this is the most command that I've ever seen him have in any system, and since the whole time he's been in the NFL. So I give mad props to DC for that, for being the obviously Chucky's the brainchild, but being able to harness that and get the offense pumping how it is. You know what I mean? So
I'm very comfortable, and I would be very happy to keep DC. I want the nation to understand that I'm not trying to push DC out the door. I'm just saying if there's a way where Watson can come in instead, I'm all for it if it makes sense. But other than that, DC is the guy. I'm very happy to have him. Let's get a real defense around him and let's move. You know what I'm saying?
Because I think, I think that, let's say we were top 15, we probably at least would have went, 11-5 this year, and we probably would have made the playoffs. We may not, even if we would have lost in the playoffs, we probably wouldn't even be having this conversation right now.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's so the whole reason why we're having this conversation is because we're not in the playoffs, and because of the defense,
So with that being said, let's get to the draft real quick, man. I know you're not too big on college football. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm not.
Yes, but in the first round, if you had to pick a position of need, where are you going in the first round?
I'm gonna go either linebacker or defensive tackle.
Okay. So in what pecking order would you go? Like by need, do you think? I mean, right now, defensive tackle and safety is huge for us.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going defense regardless, right? Like I'm going defense. I'm not sure who's free agent. I'm gonna be honest, I haven't looked too much into the free agency, like into who's gonna be free agents.
Anybody that's worthy of coming over is gonna cost a lot of money, and we don't really have it. We're $7 million over the cap right now. I mean, there's ways to free up a lot of money. But
I think there's probably going to be some cuts or some restructures to some people's contracts.
Leonard Williams would be somebody worth spending $20 million plus on defensive tackle. You know what I'm saying, from the Giants. I mean, he had 11.5 sacks this year, career high, and he's great against the run. Outside of that, I mean, you're looking at Bud Dupree from Pittsburgh. He tore his ACL, I believe, and that defense went to shit after he was hurt. So we don't know what kind of guy we're getting with him. There's some guys, Shaq Barrett, you know what I'm saying, from Tampa Bay, Shaquille Barrett, you know what I mean?
But he's an edge guy, right? And he plays in don't they play a 3-4 out there?
Yeah, they do. But I mean, I know he can move around and do a bunch of different things. But he's going to cost a lot of money.
I'll be surprised if they, especially if they win the Super Bowl, he's probably not going to want to go. Unless Brady retires, if Tampa Bay wins the Super Bowl and Brady retires, then it might be a different situation, right? But if Brady, regardless of whether he wins or loses the Super Bowl, right? If he's coming back next year, I see him want to stay there. Go ahead.
Now I really see it like this. Justin Simmons, the safety, he's 27 out of the Denver Broncos, great Pro Bowler guy, young. I think
I did read something about him hitting free
but they're probably gonna lock him up with a huge contract. I just see us in free agency, bro. If we don't grab a Leonard Williams, I see us going and grabbing some barrel bin kind of guys, like you know what I mean, like a Patrick Peterson maybe, or a Richard Sherman to come in and teach our young guys, you know what I mean, how to do it under Gus Bradley. Richard Sherman, the whole Legion of Boom connection, and all that.
Those guys, I know those. They're older. They weren't what they weren't. They weren't what they once were. But I do think that for either one of them, for the leadership would be great. But how much,
I'm not expecting them to.
It's one thing like with Woodson, right? When he got older, right, he transitioned into a free safety position.
Yeah.
Do I see Sherman doing that? No.
Mm-hmm.
Do I see Patrick Peterson doing that? I don't think so. At least
I can see both of them doing it, but at the end of the day, when you go from the divisions they're in to when you go from just playing against Russell Wilson and them to playing against Patrick Mahomes, Justin Herbert, that's big. When you got these guys that's passing the ball heavy, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean, you have the potential, best quarterback in the league in Mahomes, and then Herbert. I mean, fuck. In his whole rookie campaign, I mean, it's between him, in my opinion, between him and Justin Jefferson, who's going to get Rookie of the Year. And
Herbert's going to get him. He broke all kind of records, and all kind of shit. But Jefferson's fire. He deserves it as well.
I fuck with Jefferson. I think he's so far the best the best wide receiver out of last year's draft, hands down.
Oh, easy by far.
So, and that's over Judy, that's over Lamb, that's over fucking,
Ruggs.
Yeah, it's over Ruggs. It's over Ruggs. So, yeah, I mean, to me, this is the thing. I know you like our linebackers in Nick Wachowski and Corey Littleton and Morrow, but I think they're a little undersized. Like they're a little undersized, and I think that, I don't know, man. They're good in coverage. I will say that they're like, especially Littleton, like he's kind of like a hybrid guy where he can.
But this is what I was telling you.
Covered like tight ends and shit like that. Go ahead.
No, but remember what we were saying when I was talking to you the other day. We talk about so much shit outside of this that it's like fuck. It's like damn, man. But Gus Bradley's scheme is very simplistic. You know what I mean? Yeah. We're going from the most craziest, outlandish defense that makes no sense in Paul Gunther, complex as shit, to a simplified defense that brings the best out of each player.
Yeah.
I think that Littleton is going to benefit the most out of anyone on the defense. Yeah. Also, Abram, and I believe that not Arnett. I think Trayvon Mullen will learn a lot more from Gus Bradley as well. The Legion of Boom connection. I mean, he created a great defense in Jacksonville. Yeah. I mean, you know what I mean? I think our linebackers are going to be cool. You have to remember too, bro, Javen White, I mean, he's still there. Tanner Muse didn't play a down. He's going to be back next year. Look, we got some linebackers, man. Like, don't get me wrong. There's one linebacker that I have in my draft that I would love to go with at number one. You know what I'm saying? If it makes sense. I mean, there's a few linebackers in the first round. I'm like, okay.
What is this like? How last year they were like, oh, this is the draft of wide receivers. What are they saying this draft is like? Which, you know what I mean? Like, some drafts you like, oh, this is the draft of quarterbacks, or this is the draft of running backs, or this is the draft of, blah, 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 blah. Like, what are they saying this draft?
To be honest, bro, it's a little everywhere. Like, I mean, there's a bunch of quarterbacks.
We're obviously not going that. I mean, me and you have had this discussion before. I don't like drafting quarterbacks in the first round. Like,
at all.
But I had this conversation with you about, it's just because there's 32 teams in the NFL. Every year you have, at least 3 to, if not, 10 fucking teams drafting fucking quarterbacks in the first round, and the likelihood of them being a productive starting quarterback that only requires 32 fucking starting quarterbacks in the league is highly unlikely that they're going to produce and they're going to actually pan out in the NFL. Some do, but I will say probably, I don't know the percentage, but the majority of them don't. But go ahead.
No, I have, and I'm gonna send you some footage, man, of Zaven Collins out of Tulsa. Okay. Dude's a beast, man.
And he's a linebacker.
Yeah, but he could play on the edge too. But it's a good edge class, but a lot of these guys, I don't want to say projects, but it's going to be a hit or miss. Like, not all edge guys translate to the NFL. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So, and some of these guys, you got to remember, some of these guys, they're not going to have all of them is not going to have a combine. A lot of them, some of these guys opted out in 2020. So I don't know where they're going to go. There's a lot of good safeties, though. I believe there's a lot of good safeties in this draft.
I had to do more research on like who's like getting prospected for first round, especially like what we're looking for regarding like safety and linebacker and defensive tackle, right? With me not having done enough research on this topic, I say at this point maybe you go with the best man available at that time.
Yes.
Right. And then from there, assessing the defense. Obviously, we know we need help at all levels, but I guess just picking the best blue chip player that we think is available at the time and not getting cute with it either. Yeah. I like Klee, but do I think that he deserved, so far, do I think that he deserved to go number 4 overall? No. Is he good against the run? Yeah, I like him against the run. Yeah. Has he shown glimpses of having that, kind of talent? Yes, but he's not consistent enough with it. He's not, and so I just don't want to get cute with it.
Well, you have to remember this too, though, bro. At the end of the day, when you have no push in the interior, this is why I believe we should go defensive tackle, but there's not a lot of impactful to me. I mean, I know some other guys feel different. I don't really see too many big, like an Aaron Donald type defensive tackle in this draft. That's very hard to find anyway. But
I was gonna say, bro, you don't find that kind of person. Like he's a generational talent.
But not even like a Quentin Williams, not even a Leonard Williams. I don't really see that. Christian Barmore from Alabama, which he may not even be there at 17. I wouldn't be mad about grabbing him. He still needs to work on some of his there's some things he needs to work on. But he can get to the quarterback. He's great against the run. But he has to add a couple more moves to his arsenal. The NFL is an entirely different beast. I just don't really know how this class period is going to pan out, just because of the whole pandemic and the whole no combine shit. I just don't know. It's a crapshoot. That's why this would be the perfect time to get rid of a number 1 and go get a proven veteran or somebody else.
Yeah. You definitely make a good point with that. I will give you, because I didn't even think about it like that. But yeah, you make a good point with that.
But yeah. So what do you think about? Do you think we should go out and maybe grab a Mark Ingram or grab a running back in the later rounds or undrafted?
I like Booker.
You like Booker? He's a free agent. He's a free agent.
He is a free agent. Now I'm not saying. Mark Ingram's would be interesting as well. I know he's getting a little older, and I don't know if he was injured this past year.
Yeah, he was. And then they kind of sat him. Then they sat him and just. They already had a duo together. So
yeah, I was gonna say Dobbins and Gus
Gus Edwards.
Yeah, Gus Edwards. He was looking. They were both like a nice 1-2 punch, and especially Dobbins. But yeah, that's the thing about running backs, man. It's a young man's position. Yep. Period. So and you get these freak people every once in a while, like Adrian Peterson, who's been in the league forever, and these Frank Gores. But even now at their age, they're not who they once were, right? So at the end of the day, it's a young man's position. I wouldn't mind, either bringing Booker back that's what I'd like to do, is bring Booker back. But maybe seeing about Ingram, if he's not wanting too much money, and he could, I don't know what kind of
Yeah.
injury he had though. What kind of injury did he have last year?
Um, what was it? Was it an ankle or knee? I don't know what it was, but I know he still had like 300 yards rushing, a few TDs, I believe. I don't quote me on this because I'm just off the top of the head with it.
Yeah,
But you got to remember too, bro. Baltimore's a hard team to run because you got Lamar Jackson who pretty much runs more than anybody. So,
yeah.
you know what I mean? Maybe
But their offense is a run first. Like
yes,
they
yes.
do a lot of like running and like RPOs and like run the ball, and then like they're a run first offense in my opinion.
Yeah, no, they are.
Their whole system is based upon the run, and like
Yeah.
in fact, for me, in order and I know this is totally off topic, but talking about Lamar Jackson, I think in order for him to like get better with his game, he needs to they need to kind of I'm not saying steer away from it, but like expand the playbook a little bit more and see if he can,
Take the training wheels off of him.
Yeah, and just see, But
No, I feel you.
going back to Ingram, I think he could still be a serviceable, 1-2 punch. I think the biggest eye opener was, seeing the success with Cleveland, with them having Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt. That was the best. That's the best 1-2 combo right now in the league.
But that's what we need right now, bro. That's why I'm like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, man, bro. And with Ingram, I believe, he's somebody that Josh Jacobs grew up idolizing because of the Alabama connection. I believe I could be wrong, but I heard that they worked out together and that he's been one of his mentors. That would be good to bring him in, you know what I mean, and give Josh a little break here and there. I like Booker, but Booker to me just doesn't. He's not that running. He'll get you 4 yards. I want an explosive running, explosive number 2. Somebody that can just go.
I mean, you're gonna get that in Josh, but I don't see with Ingram being the age that he is,
No, but that's why I said with me, like I have us drafting a running back in the later rounds. I did my mock draft today. You probably ain't seen the video, but
no, I haven't seen it.
I believe in the 4th or the 5th, I got us taking Trey Sermon out of Ohio State.
Okay.
And the dude's a beast. You know what I'm saying? Like, one game.
No, I wouldn't mind, if it's a later round, like I just feel like the first 3 rounds, we need to draft defense. Period.
Yeah.
If not the first 4 rounds, maybe. If you want to grab a running back later on to complement Josh Jacobs, who's young, I'm cool with that. But I think I like Booker, man. I think he's a serviceable number 2. And Josh is obviously going to be the workhorse.
Yeah.
I don't know if Jalen Richard is going to be around that much longer. Just given that he's a 3rd string back and
we're paying him. His contract's too much. It's like, why pay him? What is it, $4 or $5 million this year? Like,
and I like him, but I just don't. Yeah, I don't see that happening.
He's one of the best blocking running backs in the league, and he does really well with that. But are you paying a running back $4 to $5 million or $3 to $5 million for that as a 3rd stringer? I feel like if Gruden's going to get back to our game plan where we run, we need Booker's great. I'd be happy with having Booker be a number 3, or he's still a high end number 2. But if we can bring somebody else in that can get loose and get gone for 20, 30 yards here and there, somebody explosive.
I know we still got. Don't we still got like Theo Reddick on the practice squad too?
He's a free agent now.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Okay, because I know we brought him in for like a game or something like that, right?
But he's up there in age now too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so
yeah.
He's dealt with injuries like crazy, like real bad injuries.
The thing that I was noticing how they were utilizing Booker was like they were doing 2. This is the majority of the time that what I noticed. They were doing 2 drives with Josh, and then they were bringing Booker in on the 3rd drive.
Yeah.
And I just don't know how I feel about it. Like I don't like. To me, like they had a couple games where Josh was kind of like getting going. So it's like if somebody's hot, let him be hot. You know what I'm saying? And like don't just have to like, oh yeah, we're gonna give them, first 2 drives is gonna be Josh, and then 3rd drive you're going in. Like if anything, just like give him a break maybe on third down every once in a while. Have Booker come in just for a third down play, or like, you know, maybe a couple plays within the series and then bring Josh back in. Like I just didn't like that personally.
Yeah.
And especially when Josh was getting like, he had a couple games, bro, where like the first 2 drives, like he was fucking, you know, working the defense, and then all of a sudden on the third drive you're putting in Booker. Like, why are you doing that? And then
I thought the same thing too, bro. But then I thought maybe Josh, because I seen a few times where he got going and then he called them to get him off the field, and maybe you know them injuries that he's been dealing with has been lingering.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe it could have been that, or it could be Gruden once again out coaching himself.
It just sounded scripted. It just looks scripted to me. You know,
Yeah.
like
It's just
and
robotic. It's robotic.
I'm just of the like the ideal, you know, that like my philosophy is like if somebody's hot, bro, get them the ball.
Facts.
Because it's like a day at the, like if you're at the gym. Like I used to play football for a long time, but like I don't want to give that kind of analogy, but it's like a day at the gym where you're playing basketball or something, and you just fucking, you're making everything you throw up. You know what I'm saying? Like you're making every shot.
And your
Like
coach pulls you.
you know what I mean? So it's like, for me, it's like whether that's a wide receiver or a tight end, like for example, you know, when Waller's doing good, who are they throwing the ball to? Waller, and he's having a fucking dope ass game, right? It's like same thing with Josh or with any wide receiver, you know, anybody. If they're hot, I feel like keep the ball in their hands. You know what I mean? Period.
Let me ask you one more question real quick. Nelson Aguilar. It's reported that he's probably going to command up to $11 million a year.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of other guys out there that's going to command less. You know,
including.
I mean, shit, bro. There's a lot. There's going to be a lot of. Well, Allen Robinson is going to command probably $20 million.
Mm-hmm.
And I would love to have him. He would be our first number 1 wide receiver since Cooper. There's other guys. I mean, there's this guy Curtis Samuel out of Carolina that I like a lot.
I know who you're talking about.
Wide receiver, plays running back, can throw the ball. He's done it all. He's kind of that like just jack of all trades. He'll command a little less. Maybe I heard that maybe around 9 to 10 million. And then you got the Ty Hiltons, a little older, up there in age, be a little less.
Ty.
You know what I'm saying?
How old is he?
He's 31, I believe.
That's still, I mean, shit. Same thing. I mean, maybe not as old, but same thing with receivers, man. It's not necessarily a young man's position. You know, you can get, you know, receivers in their early to mid, you know, 30s that are still producing.
He's only 31. So at the end of the day, you know, you bring in someone like him, and that's you saying, you know what, Nelly, let him go. He'll be 28 next season, still young. But you bring in a Ty.
I thought he was only 26 and was turning 27.
He's 27 right now. He'll be 28.
Mm.
But at the end of the day, bro, you bring in a Ty that can teach Brian Edwards and Ruggs to be that real number 1 and number 2 for us eventually.
But what is he gonna want?
He'd be a little less. I heard. I mean, put it like this: at the end of the day, if you're only saving $1 million, do you take Nelly or do you take Ty?
And you're saving $1 million on Ty?
Yeah. Because at the end of the day, you got to think like this too, bro. Ty before, you know, even Rivers though. Let's just be real. He's had a bad quarterback situation since Andrew Luck retired. Bad.
I was gonna say, because I'm gonna be honest. Like I even had him on one of my fantasy teams, and bro, he was ass like the first like 13 or 14 weeks of the season.
Yeah, then he
finally started coming on at the end of the year. I don't know if it was because of the whole Phillip Rivers and him not having that kind of connection. Then maybe that is the case, but like, bro, he wasn't. Like I like the idea of bringing him in for leadership, but I don't like his age and I don't like his production more recently. And so, was he good when he had Luck? Yeah. You know, could he maybe get back to that? Maybe, but at the same time with Nelly, you know, how much were we paying fucking
We'll basically be paying we'll be paying him Tyrell's money, pretty much.
And that's paying. And he had. I know he only had like 800 yards receiving, but how many?
896.
And how many touchdowns did he have?
7, I believe.
Yeah, and see, that's what, like, I don't know what it was, bro. He seemed like the best wide receiver in our.
On only like 42 receptions though. Like that's what's so crazy.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. So to me, you bring him back. To me, you bring him back, man, because he was the best receiver in our whole wide receiver corps. Do I think that maybe Edwards or maybe Ruggs can, potentially be better than him?
He had 8 TDs for 896 and 48 receptions. So that means that he was getting the long balls and getting going.
Bro, you pay that man, bro, because I don't even think that I think when they paid Tyrell, I don't even think he had those kind of numbers. I think he only had like 500 or 600 yards receiving or some weird shit, didn't he?
Yeah, he did, but he always dealing with injury. I believe he had one 1,000 yard career
did he
ever. You know what I'm saying?
I just feel like he's, Nelly's kind of resurged his himself in Vegas. I know Philly hates him, but I know when he was in college that he was a good college player, and that's why people were so hyped about him in Philly.
Yeah.
And I think that there's mutual interest there, right? I think that him and Derek Carr have a connection, and I like bringing him back. I think he was the best wide receiver that we had, especially on only 40. I mean, 46 receptions, 900 yards, and 8 TDs. I mean, yeah, he was the best wide receiver on our team, hands down. I say you bring him back just for continuity purposes between him and Carr. That'll be year two here, him and Carr back in, and 11 million. Yeah, it may be a little bit steep for him, but think about if he can exceed last year. Let's say he has a 1,000-yard season, or let's say he has a 1,200 yard season, something like that.
Yeah.
Then what? Then maybe you fucking underpaid. So is it risky? Is it a little much? Like from what he's produced, like in his NFL career, yeah, but the upside is potentially there.
Yeah.
So it's like if he ends up panning out, maybe you got him on a good fucking deal.
I'm all for it. I agree. Let's bring Nelly back. Let's bring Nelly back.
Yeah, I agree.
One more. What do you do with Trent Brown, man? You cut him?
I cut him.
Simple as that.
I cut him unless he wants to restructure.
Okay.
I don't just knowing him. I don't know him personally, and I can't say that I know him personally, but just given what I've read and given.
Bro, he came in overweight, 400 pounds, bro. Like he came in looking nowhere near the guy he was in New England. He came in that's to me, that's just disrespect, bro. It's just
So to me, you cut him, save that money. I don't see him wanting to restructure, I don't know him, and I've only read about him, I just don't see him. I see him being the kind of guy that would take offense to wanting to like restructure and like, getting upset about it and making a whole deal about it. And that might ruin the relationship anyway. I mean, you can ask him to restructure. Worst case scenario, he doesn't want to do it, then you can just cut him. But I mean, I get it. He had like didn't he? I know he had all kinds of shit going on, right? He had like first it was the knee or something or the ankle or something, and then it was like he almost died because of.
He had a situation with not his calf.
Oh yeah, it was his calf.
Achilles? Was his calf or his Achilles?
Yeah.
Then the first game after 3 snaps, his other one went down. Then he caught COVID. Then there was an IV botch where the IV accidentally penetrated and put him down. Like it was bad. So, but it's like, I feel like that's an omen, bro. Like okay, this ain't meant to be, bro.
Yeah. I mean, and that's my whole thing, man. Is like I of course I don't ever want to see anybody get COVID, and that whole IV situation is fucked up.
Yeah.
I don't know about the ankle and all that, and the 2 ankles, the 2 calves or whatever. I mean, how much of that is maybe attributing to his weight situation, right? Because you're saying he's overweight. I mean, I really don't know, but like that's where my head goes. Is like, okay, you're coming in overweight. I've seen the pictures of where he looked like in New England and what he looks like here with us. how much of this, problems that you're having with your body are, excluding the COVID and excluding, the botched fucking IV situation. How much of that is attributed to your weight and you being out of weight, and you not being in shape? So like, that's something that, you got to look at. But I mean, to me, he's, is he great when he's healthy? Yeah, he's probably one of the best right tackles
in the league. Yeah,
when he's healthy. But you're not
ever healthy.
You're not ever healthy, and you're too much money.
I'm with you, brother. Restructure or you're gone. Period. Point blank. Or
at least restructure. This is my thing. Like, this is like, with all that money they paid in this last year, it's like this. And the restructure should be something like this. Maybe have like a very
incentives,
highly incentivized. Like, maybe have like a small base, right? Like a very small base, but like you are incentivized based upon how many snaps, like the percentage of snaps you're playing on offense. Like
workout incentives.
Workout incentives and like
Pro Bowl incentives.
But to me, it's like the main thing is like play incentives. Like, you need to be like, in order to get fully paid, you need to be on minimum 85 to 90% of the snaps.
Facts.
To get fully paid. If you're not, really, we want you 100% of the time, right? But it's like, if you're not there, if you're not on 85% of the offensive snaps, why are you getting paid?
Oh God.
Like, why are you getting paid to the extent that you're getting paid, right? Like, maybe have like a small base salary, but like the majority of your salary should be based upon how much percentage of the offensive snaps you're actually playing. And if you're not playing them, your salary needs to get reduced accordingly. That's just my opinion, though.
I
don't even know if they have contracts like that, but that's just me and thinking, and like,
hey, we can make it happen.
You know what I mean?
Shit. Well, hey, with that being said, I'm gonna say I got some more to talk about, but we got to start doing this once a week, bro.
What's up? You got something else?
I was gonna ask you, man, the Mariota situation, right? 10 million. You bring him back, or do you ask him to cut that in half, or you just let him go?
Ah, man, that's a hard one.
I mean, it's very tough to get a good quarterback in this league. It's very, very tough to find a good backup quarterback in this league.
This is, I can't answer this one with like certainty, right? Like, this is the thing. Is it expensive for a backup? Yes. Is he a solid, like, he showed a lot of, like, when he came in for that game when DC was out.
Yeah, Chargers game.
It was kind of refreshing, right? But the biggest thing is he's a quarterback, right? And quarterbacks need to throw. I'm not so confident with his throwing abilities, especially outside of the numbers.
Yeah,
I'm just not. I'm sorry. He did have that nice pass to Waller in the end zone that I was like, okay, that was nice. Yeah. But like,
outside of that, it was a rough night.
But it's like I love his running ability, right? And I love like that you can, do some RPO and shit like that. But like his strength, but mainly to his accuracy is what's very suspect to me.
Yeah.
I like having him as a number 2. Do I think it's steep for, a second string fucking quarterback? Yeah. But I mean, this is the biggest thing. If Carr goes down and we cut it and we cut fucking Mariota, we're going to feel dumb as fuck, even if we were paying him $10 million.
Yeah.
So like, you got to look at like your risk versus reward. Like, is it worth it? And my thing is if you ask him to restructure, he's going to be like, why? When I came in, I performed, right? I came in the game that I came in and I performed. And in fact, I wanted to play the next game. Carr got healthy or whatever, and he came back. But why would I restructure? The reason why I came here was because you guys offered me this contract.
Yeah.
Right? I could have gotten a contract for less elsewhere. That's what I think he's going to say. I mean, I'm not him, so maybe I'm wrong. But I mean, the biggest thing is if Carr does go down and we do cut him because we're paying him too much money, unless we pick up like another serviceable backup, which I don't know anybody that's going to be as serviceable as him. That's going to learn
Gruden's offense that fast.
Yeah,
I mean, Nathan Peterman's also a free agent. He's been with us for 3 years, but I'm not comfortable having him in at all. So
he's a second stringer at best, but
yeah.
that's the thing. Mariota, even though his last year or whatever, when he got benched over at Tennessee, he was a starting quarterback before then, and he did good things, at Oregon, So I mean, does he have to improve on his accuracy? Yes, but is he a good, serviceable second string QB? Yes. So to me, you keep him.
But not 10 million, man. I mean, that's a lot of money, bro.
It is. I mean, if you can get him to restructure, more power to you, but more power to the Raiders. But the thing is if we cut him because we're paying him too much money and Derek Carr goes down, season's over, bro.
Yeah.
Season's over. So I mean, you can almost look at it like an insurance policy to a certain extent. You're paying him that kind of money as an insurance policy in case Carr goes down.
Yeah. And I'm comfortable with Mariota, and he's such a good guy, a team guy. You know what I mean? Like I believe that he would take a few less dollars, man, to stay with us. I think that he's one of them type of guys that's like, they gave us a chance, they gave me a chance, I want to be here. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see, man. But we gotta start doing this once a week, bro.
No, I'm down. What else you got?
No, I'm saving some shit, bro.
Okay. All right.
We're gonna save some shit because I got a lot to talk about. But we're gonna save some of this because I want to really start. We need to start pushing this shit out every week, like for real.
No, I'm down, bro. I'm down 100%.
I know we both got a lot going on and all that, but we got to put some stuff to the side. But Las Vegas though. Las Vegas though.
I mean, what you think with this? With the whole offseason coming on, I know shit's gonna start slowing down. I know we got, everybody's gonna be looking forward to the draft and the combine and the free agency and shit soon. So I know we should definitely do some more content around that.
Yeah.
Just curious on a different note, because I know we're almost, like 2 weeks out from the Super Bowl. Who you got? I know you probably don't care, but who you got winning the Super Bowl?
I'm not watching that shit.
Shut up.
I'm not watching that shit.
I know I'm watching it. Do I like either? I definitely don't like the Chiefs. I fucking hate the Chiefs, right?
I'm gonna eat a lot of good food, and that's gonna be my one time where I break my no alcohol because I haven't been drinking at all. I'm gonna have me some good drinks, and I'm gonna just enjoy myself, man. Probably smoke me a nice cigar and just.
But I'm saying, like, who do you think is gonna win?
Bro, I don't give a fuck.
All right.
I can't pick a winner because as the nation, this is literally like 2 years in a row. Chiefs, Niners, Chiefs, Tom Brady. This, and not even just Tom Brady, the team that beat us in the Super Bowl. Like it's just like, this is hell for us. Like I don't want to watch this shit.
Hold on, what you're saying? The team that beat us in the Super Bowl? You talking? Oh yeah.
Bro, the tuck rule and the Bucks. Like
I know it's almost like because it's like there's so much shit going on there. You got Tom Brady with the tuck rule, and then you got the next year. Yeah, it's like a double fuck.
It's a double fuck us, bro.
Yeah, I know. It's like either way, it sucks, bro.
Yeah, fuck the Super Bowl, bro.
Yeah,
I don't want Mahomes to tie us with 3. I would hate that.
What do you mean? He's only got 1 under his belt. I know.
Well, I mean the Chiefs in general. You know what I'm saying?
Like Chiefs in general, yeah.
And you know what I mean, but I don't want Brady to get 7. So it's just like, what the fuck?
That's the craziest thing, bro. 7. That must, like, he's going for 7.
Illuminati, bro.
Do you realize?
Illuminati, bro.
Illuminati. Do you realize? That's talking conspiracies. Do you realize, bro? Like, if he wins this, and this is the 10th Super Bowl. If he wins, bro, that he's 7. Like he's 7 of 10 in Super Bowls now.
Bro, I just don't want to see his don't want to see his fucking face no more, bro.
That's 70% fucking win percentage in the Super Bowl at 10. That's ridiculous. That's like ridiculous.
Well, it's easy when it's scripted, man. But they don't want to hear that type of shit, though. You know what I'm talking about? It's all good.
I do believe it to a certain degree that they definitely wanted it, So
this is a classic game of the GOAT handing down the reins to the new GOAT, and boom, like this is just it's easy. This is easy peasy shit, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I'm done with that shit, bro. Done with it.
What do you think about? Are you excited to see this Al Davis versus the NFL 30?
Yes. I can't wait. I mean, don't get me wrong. I followed that whole story and I've seen everything from it. But I
Yeah.
know there's going to be a few, little things here and there that we probably haven't heard before.
See,
So
I haven't. So you've been reading on it.
yeah, hell yeah.
See, I
Yeah.
haven't wanted to read on it because I just want to. I mean,
I mean, I've read up from it for years. So watching it, it's gonna be catching me up. But
yeah,
I've seen it but that's my Super Bowl. That's my Super Bowl right there, bro.
yeah. Now I feel you. I mean, for us Raiders, that's the best thing best thing smoking, during this time period when we're not going to Super Bowl. So I mean, and it's
funny. It's funny that 30 for 30 is dropping around the time where we get fucked by both the teams that's in the Super Bowl. It's like hilarious.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think in the future that, obviously the NFL has conspired against the fucking Raiders organization and whole, and especially Al Davis. Us as Raider fans, we know that. But I do think with the Raiders being in Vegas now, and Las Vegas being an international city, right, well known internationally, I think that moving forward. But the NFL is going to want the Raiders to be successful, especially in that city, because it's just going to highlight the city, it's going to highlight the Raiders, and it's going to, at the end of the day, it's going to highlight the NFL, so.
I'm waiting on it, bro. I'm waiting on it.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I think we've been waiting for the last 18 years. What is it?
Man, it feels longer than that.
Like I think that one thing that me, you, and every other fucking Raider fan is tired of is saying, well, next year. We got next year. I'm tired of next year, bro. I'm over it. I know you are. Yeah, I am. And I know every other fucking Raider fan is tired of fucking saying next year. Like, bro, I'm so sick of it. Like, I was talking with my uncle about it. He's a big time Raider fan. I was talking with him about it too. It's like, we were talking. He's like, well, next year. I'm like, bro, how sick of it. I'm here. I'm like every fucking year. Gotta hear that. Like,
yeah, bro. And I'm seeing hella people in the comment section on the videos. Like, Graphk, I guarantee it right now. Calling it playoffs next year. And I'm like, we was doing this shit last year. We was doing this shit last year. Yeah,
like I'm to the point with the team where I know you and I did our prediction, and I predicted us 10-6, and then you predicted us 11-5, and it's like it's just like I feel like the Raiders, like the organization, needs to prove it to the fans. Like, we got such a loyal fan base, probably the best fan base in the world, period.
Facts.
And it's like we don't and I hate to sound like this, bro, but it's the truth. Like, bro, we don't deserve this shit. No, with how much we support our team, with how much we love our team through the fucking shittiest fucking stretch, almost going on 20 years now.
Yep.
Like, bro, we deserve better. Like, as a fan base, bro. Like, we deserve to have some fucking pride, like breathe back into our fan base. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm sick of the next year shit, but I just feel like the organization needs to prove it to us, man, and prove it to the fans, man. So,
yeah. Well, one more thing. It's been a year to the day that Kobe had passed away, him and Gigi.
Oh, man.
R.I.P. to the GOAT, Kobe Bryant, Gigi, and everybody else who lost their lives on a helicopter ride. We lost the Mamba, man. We lost one of the greatest athletes of all time. We got to show our love for that, even though I hate the Lakers. I know you're a Laker fan because of Kobe. Because of Kobe. But hey, look, man, Kobe is one of the GOATs. And man,
Yeah, so even growing up for me, man, during that three-peat that they had, and just he was my favorite he was my favorite athlete, period, right? I was a Laker fan because of him. He will always and forever be my favorite basketball player. Like, I know there's debate of who's better, right? MJ, LeBron, Kobe. I don't care about none of that. What I'm saying is like he's my favorite basketball player of all time. Like, period. He always will be. I know it's a tragedy for me and the whole world, and especially his family and friends and close people. I've never met the guy personally, but being a kid, growing up, watching him, trying to emulate him, and all the things that he's done for the world and people in general, man. Like, rest in peace to him and Gianna and all the 8 other people that were in that helicopter crash, man. you know, it saddens my heart that it's been a year, you know, and it's crazy because it doesn't seem like it was that long ago, but obviously it is. And, you know, I just think that it's still a shocker to a lot of people. And it's even weird. It's still weird for me to this day to think that he's not around.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just, it doesn't seem real. Like it doesn't.
It's hella like, it's
It's
not
it's
believable.
surreal. Like it's surreal. So,
Yeah.
you know, but yeah, man, growing up, always a Laker fan and obviously a Raider fan. But yeah, I mean, even being from Sacramento, it was the organization, but it was also, you know, Kobe that is the reason why, you know, I fell in love with basketball in the first place. You know, basketball and football being the two things that I played growing up. You know what I'm saying? So rest in peace to him.
R.I.P. Kobe,
Yeah,
man.
to him,
Yes,
for
sir.
sure.
We're gonna be back next week, y'all. We're gonna start doing these more often. Like I said, the link is in the description box. Support me and my brother's clothing line, Oak, Las Vegas. You know what I'm saying? We out here with it. You know what I'm talking about? We out here with it, man. OakLasVegas.com. We got some great things coming. My brother has a specialty shirt that will be out in a week and a half on the website, a week or two. You know, I'm gonna be real quiet, man. This shit is fire. We got some things moving and grooving, y'all. But I love y'all. It's your boy Graphk Raider. The views expressed to our Graphk podcast. Business is booming. Look, I think we're gonna stop calling it business is booming. We're just gonna start doing these shows, and we're gonna start doing segments where we just talk about certain shit.
Well, it's business is zooming, but yeah,
zooming. Yeah.
But no, I feel you, bro. I mean, but we on the Zoom call, so I mean, I think that was the whole.
Well, now that AB's in the Super Bowl, I don't even want to have anything to do with the motherfucker. So, you know what I mean?
Well, I know it was kind of a wordplay because I know he always used to say business is booming, and then we flipped it to business is booming and kind of did that. But yeah, no, I feel you, bro. We'll figure it out.
We're gonna start putting some 5-minute videos together like this, some 10-minute.
What I want to do, and anybody who's watched it this far and this far along, comment down below. What I'd like to do, if y'all want to see this, is us go live, right, and have a live show where we do the live show like this with the two of us.
They've been asking about it. We just gotta get all the shit together.
I know that there's you know some technical things that we need to work through in regards to equipment and shit like that and software we need to get. But if you guys would like to see that, comment down below. I like to see, you know, guys' comments and see what you guys have to say. But yeah, I mean that's the format that moving forward, G, that I'd like to do, you know.
Well, we on it. Let's get the fuck out of here before we on here for 2 hours, man. You know what I mean?
All right.
Nation, we love y'all, man. It's your boy Graphk Raider, man. It's your boy B, man. We love y'all. We're gonna be back next week. You already know. And I'm gonna be here all week with y'all. You already know how that go. One.